Welcome again, guys. Welcome again to another episode of the WSXM podcast. We are United Africa is an undisputed Africa, which is on the rise. We're having more and more African countries now coming to the realization that we need to get rid of colonizers, get them out of our country, all foreign bases, all neo-colonialism, everything. So, but anyway, tonight we're going to talk about Senegal and what the Senegal Prime Minister is saying in a press release and what they're thinking of doing by getting rid of the French out of Senegal for good. So take a listen to what he said and then we're gonna discuss it. Take a listen. Boom.
We have passed the time when Africans could be manipulated by any people under any regime. You never heard the European Union denounce what was happening in Senegal. And worst of all, it was at the height of this persecution that President Macron welcomed President Macky Sall to congratulate him on having done what he had to do to save his country. It's an incitement to repression.
So guys, there you have it. The Prime Minister of Senegal. What he's saying that no longer will we be manipulated. And also loans is what is killing African countries. Loans from the IMF, loans from the World Bank. Once you take a loan from them, your country is in a world of hurt after that. And he's right. It's full time for us to come to a realization now. We don't need to take loans from these people. Because look what Abraham Traore of Burkina Faso, the Burkina Faso president, refused to take a loan from the IMF. Why? Because he knows the minute you take money from them, what will happen? You will be holding to them and they can make demands and take decisions away from you because of you holding the money and you have to return it before you can even have control of your country. So this is what this prime minister is also saying, President Sanko, which was appointed by the new president, President Dayome, which was a good in my idea was um a good promotion. He gave this guy a good appointment is my easy what I have to say. Not promotion. It's a good appointment because he's anti French and anti colonialism. But the president of Senegal, President Dayame, he's currently on a tour where he's in Ghana talking to the Nana Akufa. He's in Nigeria as well, speaking to President Tinubu. All ECOWAS members, he's going giving talking to them. But I have an issue with this because he has yet to visit the Sahel countries, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. And he's saying he want the Sahel countries to return to ECOWAS, which will not happen because but again, he's a first time president, he's very young. So what he's doing, I think is a good idea for him to go around speaking to all the ECOWAS members to see where they stand, and then he can then come and speak to the Sahel countries. But anyway, let's return to what the this prime minister is saying about the not taking the loans and I think this is one of the reasons why the Americans release these 30 military so-called 30 military vehicles to Senegal recently is to put themselves in a good light and try to put doubt on the President Dayami by giving these 30 vehicles, which is not 30 military vehicles. The report is 30 military vehicles, but it's not 30 military vehicles. It's mostly is vans and pickups basically they give them. So it's not like they give them anything great. And it's 30. But anyway, take a listen to what the let me read this press this briefing not briefing this memo that the Prime Minister also released. Let's do it then. More than 60 years after our independence, we must question the reasons why the French army, for example, still benefits from several military bases in our country and the impact of this presence on our national sovereignty and our strategic autonomy. So, which is also right. Why is it the French um is still what's the word? The French is still I just read it now. It's still in my mind. Benefiting from these ECOWAS countries. I think there's 14 countries still that the French is minting their currency, the CFA franc, which includes Senegal is in it, Benin, all the countries that use CFA franc. It's 14 of them. I won't name them right now, but next video. But why is it they are still benefiting from these countries after 60 years of independence? Which is true. These countries is should be independent and sovereign. So why is it they are still being ruled and run by the French? Because what? The French is minting these countries' currency and they are paying a substantial amount of money. I think it's like $500 million they have to be that they have to keep in reserve in the French bank and this currency before they can even use any penny of the money they get. So if they have a budget, $500 million have to stay in France before and that $500 million they cannot touch it. So that's a reason, one of the reasons why the French is making so much money out of these countries, from the minting their currency, from getting first crack at their resources, because in their independence and in their constitution it's put that the French has first rights to all minerals found in these countries. And they cannot trade it no one else unless the French do not want it. So that's another issue that's wreaking havoc on these countries. That's like what happened in Niger when the French was paying 80 cents per kilo for uranium when the actual price is 200 200 euro per kilo. So they, until you have only way you can not stick to these laws and these rules that the French put in place from since the Berlin Accord in 1892, I think. I'm sorry, I think it's in 1894 and 92. Anyway, somewhere there, the Berlin Conference. The only way to get rid of that is by having coups and then literally, physically kicking them out and tell them we are now in charge of our country. We are now sovereign and autonomous. We don't need you. That's the only way. And you have to have a bold president, bold, and tell them get out. All former colonized deals is null and void. Until that is happening, these countries will continue to see hell. So anyway, big ups to the Prime Minister of Senegal for his stance on the French, and Diame, I'm giving him some time because he's newly elected. He don't know the tricks and trade they're using because he was never in power, the one who made the decision. So now he is. I have to give him time to settle in. And with this Prime Minister Sanko, I don't think he's gonna go astray because this guy's a seasoned politician. He know what he's talking about. So let's see what happens to Senegal. Let's say by the next year. I'm putting it. So let's see what happens. Anyway, let me know what you think about what the Prime Minister is saying. If you agree with what he's saying and no, don't agree, either way, leave in the comment section. As always, tell a friend, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Boom.